Well, we got a couple more cylinder heads here for the Predator 212s, full radius bowls. They're ready to go out. Porosity still really low on the welding, which is great. I don't know if it's just because of the weather change, but they've been coming out really nice. Got these going out. I've really been swamped lately, flow testing a couple cylinder heads. When you flow test cylinder heads, it just takes so long to do it right. It's like when you shape chambers, it's like, you could shape it, just shape it and send it out, or you could take it, weld it, shape it, flow test it, reshape it, flow test it, and work it back and forth. And it's the same thing with the porting. Anybody that says that they can just, sell a cylinder head at a certain price, I mean, that's insane because, especially, really flow testing it. I don't see anyone that's put out any pictures of ports that have truly been flow tested. The stuff that I've been doing, lately, that I've been flow testing, specifically velocity matching with CFM, I mean, the ports look crazy. They're football shaped or double heart shaped or big swooshes. Nothing like you would think they look like. So, it's truly flow testing and porting the cylinder heads. It's completely different than just a standard porting job. If you were gonna say weld up these chambers and send them out, it might take a few hours to weld one up and to shape it. But if you were to flow test it, you would have to, assemble the valves on the cylinder head, put it to the flow bench, flow smoke through it, check the chamber to see how it's, interacting with the cylinder walls, take it off the flow bench, take the cylinder head back apart, make a couple changes, put the cylinder head back together, put it on the flow bench, flow it again, and do that process until you got it to how you like it, which makes, the standard cylinder head, combustion chamber, 3 to 4 times longer. And when you get into porting, if you want a full done head, like with flow tested combustion chamber and flow tested and velocity matched ports, that cylinder head, I don't think many people are actually able to put those cylinder heads out. I'm definitely able to put them out, but they cost, anything that takes more time costs more money. So just like anything, there's levels to anything. And that's the same thing about, the porting, the combustion chambers, shapes and designs. People out there, say they're ported, say they're flow tested, which is great. But, from the stuff that I've seen on my flow bench and from putting the putty in to taking that to epoxy and bringing that all the way to a finished product where, when you port map the port out with the velocity probe, and you have that CFM number, and being able to keep the velocity consistent within the port, and still have your CFM number, the ports do not look just like a shiny metal port. It's definitely has to have epoxy in it, and it's not just a little bit on the short turn. It gets crazy in there. That's just something to think about. It's just always levels to things. I'm actually doing a couple of cylinder heads for a guy. I mean, I put a video up of a couple of GX390 heads I started and did the combustion chambers. I'm 6 days into it now. And, it took me about, I'm 6 days in. I worked until midnight last night just in my kitchen putting epoxy in, letting it dry, putting it on a heater, putting more epoxy in, letting it dry, putting it on the heater, and building it up. So there was enough in some areas, because if you just put it one time real quick, it will just ooze down. So, even putting the epoxy takes time because there's dry times involved. But, I was able to build it up enough last night to be able to put it on the flow bench today and flow it. But today's, I probably have 70 hours in those two cylinder heads so far, and they're kind of still in a rough epoxy stage. They still need to be sent out to get milled They still need to come back. Well, they still need to get finished ported. I'm still in the process of that. You might be looking at 100 hours in 2-cylinder heads. So, you know, just think about that. Plus, you know, the price that I have to pay to get them milled, and the price for guides and stuff like that, and other tooling. So, you know, the price for a truly done cylinder head, something that I'm capable of doing, is definitely something that has to be done hourly. That's not something, if you want one of those, you need to know what's involved. But I do believe I'm the only one out there that can make those right now at the level that I make them at. So if you need one, give me a call. But those, you know, 100% flow bench done cylinder heads, please only call with a serious inquiry about those. If not, I mean, you could just get a regular ported cylinder head with the welded combustion chamber. Even those are, you know, take time and are pretty expensive. But for the truly, you know, optimized cylinder heads, those are next level to even a next level cylinder head. So, you know, just like anything, there's levels to it and it costs money. Paul from Paul's Karts. Hope this helped you guys, and until next time, have a good day. By the way, 2 people that just bought these on eBay. These are the heads that, as the eBay, I put the listings up, and as they sell, I make them. So these are the 2 that sold this week. I was asked if the porosity is still low, so you could take a look for yourself. Yes, the porosity is still low. But yeah, Paul from Paul's Karts. Have a nice day.